All right, I guess we can get the ball started. Good day, everybody. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to everybody. I appreciate everybody for joining in our webinar today. Today, we are going to talk about reporting with the title of Stop Flying Blind, Reporting That Drives Action. Just a really quick introduction of us today. My name is Roxas, and I'm a customer success manager here in Prospect CRM, and I will be guiding through today's session. And my colleague here, Hazira, actually is our onboarding consultant in CRM. She will be taking care of the Q&A part of the session here today. Okay? If you have any questions, please feel free to leave it at the comment section. All right, it's going to be a pretty straightforward and short session today. Today, we'll demonstrate the current reports that we have and related features available in the CRM. We will also show you how they actually work in practice, and we will have a walkthrough demo. And these are the learning outcomes that we have today. All right, how we can use the CRM data to spot risk and opportunity before it gets too late. Also, finding and using the reports that are already pre-built in the Prospect CRM, how these can be used in your day-to-day task and workflow, and how we can build your own reports quickly using existing templates that we have. Also, how we can actually identify customers who are at risk of churning and how we can act on it. Also, obviously, we want to turn reports into action, not just insights. And also a very first look of our redesigned report builder. So it's something that's new. And we will end it with a live Q&A at the end. Okay? So without further ado, let's get into it. I'm going to share a demo account that we have. As usual, those of you who have joined us in the past, we are using That's My Jam again. That's our demo account. So the first thing, the very first pre-made report that we have is actually the customer trend tile you can see right here. Obviously, this can be found in your account manager dashboard. And at the bottom right-hand corner here, you will be able to see the customer trend. And this report actually uses year-on-year logic, and it allows you to spot the risk before it gets too late. And as you can see here, this tile is being segmented into 3 tabs, which is growing, static, and declining. You can actually click on all 3 tabs here. And if you want further information, you can see the full list by clicking See More. By doing so, you will be able to see the whole list of customer trends that are growing or let's say decreasing in revenue, and you will be able to act accordingly from here. Okay, so that's the first tile. The second tile that you can see is the missing orders tile. This is your strongest churn story. If you click See More here, it allows you to see more data, such as you can see here, days since last order, average days between order, and even the RFM category. So all this information allows you to have a snapshot of which customers are loyal customers, which customers should have been ordering by now, so on and so forth. You can also further filter this report to display the data that you're looking for. And I'll talk a little bit more about filtering later on, but you can play around with these filters just to get more data that you want. Okay? All right. The next one is that it's an interesting report where we want to find out customers who have not bought X or who have bought X. All right. And this report lists customers who haven't bought a given product in their sales history. It is a ready-made cross-sell win-back list. No building is required. And how you can search for this report is by clicking More Reports at the left-hand side here, and click All Reports. So this brings you to a list of all the reports that you have in your CRM. And you can search for this report by typing customers who have not, yeah, it'll pop up right here. Click on this. And in this report, you can filter the products that you want to focus on. And it goes by the SKU. So for this example, I'm going to type GEL, which is short for gelatin. And the report will then filter and list out the companies that has never bought this SKU before. Okay. But interestingly, you can also work vice versa. So this is where I show you how you can copy this report and make it work for you and save it. So let's say instead of seeing, so this list is showing you a list of customers who hasn't bought gelatin. You want to see, instead of that, you want to see customers who have bought it instead. And how you can do that is simply by clicking the three dots button right here and click Save As. And if this report is only for you, you can just leave it as report is just for me. Or if you want to share with all CRM users, you can also select this option. But for this example, I'm just going to keep it for me. And I'm going to name this report as customers who have bought X. Okay. Oh, sorry. This is the report group. Let me just do it again. Report name, customers who have bought X. Okay. And I'm going to save it. All right. And now you'll be saved as a new report. What you can do now is to manage the filter right here by clicking on this button. All right. And under sales transaction, instead of where none, you can now select where any. Okay. And now when you've done so, it now shows the list of customers who have bought gelatin instead. Okay. And how you can do this is by doing so, but also please remember to also save the report. Okay, once you have done so, you can find this report and you can also filter it however you want it to be. Okay, so that is how you can do so. But also, you can also create a report from scratch. Okay, there's a global create button here at the top left hand corner, the plus icon, and you select report. So this is our newer reporting feature. If you click use a template, this option will let you automatically copy from any readily made reports within your CRM. So say for example, like the report that we've created earlier, you can use it as a template to create another report. Okay. And it can be any reports, like I said, that is defaulted in CRM or even the ones that other users have already created and saved it as shared to everyone. All right, it's very simple to do so, but I'm just going to focus on creating a report from scratch. Okay, here I'll be demoing how you can create a sales transaction report. So in a search field, all you got to do is, for example, for this example, I'm just going to go with sales transaction. Okay, you select it. All right, and this right here will show you how the report will commonly look like. So the first step into creating this report is to select the type of report, and then now you will want to select fields. All right, and you can start adding any relevant fields for this report. So say for this example, I would like to add, so these are already the pre-made fields that have been included. All right. So for now, I'm just going to add a few more things. So say, for example, if you want to see more, you can click on the show more button and you'll be able to select all of the fields down here. For this example, I'm going to add name and SKU. Okay. and maybe also order date. And what's really interesting about this is that you are also able to customize this fields right here. So if you can see the live preview, the first filter that we have is the base value. But say, for example, if I want the invoice number first, all I need to do is just click on the invoice number and drag it on top, and the invoice number will be appearing as the first column of the report. All right. So you can customize this as much as you want to show what works best for you. And yeah, it's just as simple as that. Okay. And before you actually run this report, you can add filters. Please select add filters. Okay. You can add whatever filter that you want. Okay. So for this example, say I want to add a say for example, let's show more. Let's see, what do I want to add? Maybe I want to add order date. Press continue. And now this allows me to show to filter out for a specific order date. So for example, if let's say I want to do it for the last 1 month or even the last 3 months, I can do so. Or even I want a specific date between say for example 4th of July to 4th of August. It shows all the data that I can have between this date. Okay. So you can also add the many filters that we have to make the report that you want. Okay. And before we actually run this report, I would also like to group and summarize this report. So say, for example, I want to summarize the report to show base value excluding tax within this month. What I can do is to select the base value excluding tax and I'll drag it to the summarize tile. And I also want to group this report to show me the value excluding tax by each order number. And what I can do is that select add groups here. Okay. And then drag order number here, like so. And since we want to know the base value excluding tax for this order, I would like to select this and drag it here as well. Okay. And once you done so, you can click run report and it will show you a summary of the data that I've selected and based on the filter that I've selected earlier. Okay, and this can be expanded as well. All right. So, be sure to save the report that you've created as well, simply by selecting this button right here. And again, it's the same thing. You can name it whatever you want. You can also select the options whether you want to save it as a report just for you or share with all CRM users. For this example, I'm not going to save it because I don't want to mess up the data. Okay, so I'm going to move back to the slides. So that's our demo. And how we tie this all together is an end-to-end workflow for creating report. For note, I'm referring to a sales representative dashboard for this example. So everything starts here, right? And which dashboard you frequently use depending on your role. Say, for example, for this example, it will be a sales representative dashboard. You'll be able to see the pipeline, ongoing or closed opportunities, and related performance tiles. And from that, you want to drill from the tiles to a full report. As I said earlier, a tile is just a headline. When something catches your eye, you always can select the See More button and it opens up to the full report that is sitting behind the tile. Example, you like to see the full list of opportunities in this month or the list of opportunities that you have in specific pipelines. All you need to do is just click See More and you'll be able to see the full picture of it. And then you can also narrow it down by selecting fields, grouping and summarize just as what I've just done earlier, and also make use of the filter function that we have to select and filter out the data to however you want. And most importantly, just save it. So you've done the hard work and you would like to keep referring to it. You just need to save it and select the option to save as your report, or you can, if you want, you can also share it with the rest of the users from your company. Okay. So what's important for today is have a play around with it. Feel free to try creating a report. You can create a report from template. You can create from scratch. And I always say that the best way to understand it is to use it in your own CRM and by using your own data and make and create a report that works for you. Okay, so that's the end of my sharing today. It's time for the Q&A, and I'll pass it over to Hazira, which is our onboarding consultant, to answer any Q&A that you have.
Alrighty. Thank you, Roxas, for the session. So, appreciate if we can keep the questions relevant to the topics today. And for the questions that we are unable to answer today, we'll get back to you directly to the with the registered email address. Right. I'll just give it a few minutes, like a few seconds for everyone else to maybe put in their questions. I'll just share my screen as well.
Yeah, I'll stop sharing.
Yep. Thanks.
Oh,
So I'll share screen too. Share that. Can you see my screen, Roxas?
yes, I can.
Alrighty, great. All right. I mean, if there's no questions from the audience, so basically just to maybe to line out the general FAQ with regards to the new reporting feature we have. So in case that you were asking if you really need to build reports from scratch or just referring to the ready-made ones, as what Roxas has already shown earlier, it depends on what you like to do. So within Prospect, we have went through earlier, whenever you click on see more, it will actually direct you to a list of report that has already been generated within the system. So to make everything easier for you, if you like what you're seeing over here, but again, this is a report that is public for everyone to use, and to avoid, um, I mean, disrupting the filters that we already have here for everyone's view as well. So as a suggestion, what you can do, just go ahead to the three dot button up here, and then you can click on Save As. So this will be one of the way that you can click on, that you can save the report to yours, and then you can do any filtration if you want to, depending on what kind of information you would like. And then the other part is, if you go over to Create button over here, click on Report, it will work the same way, but instead of like go ahead to the three dot button, click on Save As, this will actually just create the report for you and you just need to save it. So for example, if I'm happy with the report that Roxas just did, so customer who should have ordered by now. So if you click on copy template, it will just essentially copy this report as a new one for you. And then you can just save it. Same way, report is just for you, or share the report with all CRM users as well. But of course, whenever we are doing this, this is something that we like to keep on our own. And once you have already saved this, let's just say, for example, I'll just do it as maybe test, and we're going to delete that later from the demo account. New customer report, for example. Always remember that if you click on the start button on beside the title over here, this will actually favorite the report, and then you will be able to see this report in your own grouping. So for example, if this report was in a sales report group, for example, you can see that in the top favorite part over here. Or if you just go over to more reports, for example, and then click on all reports, you will be able to see the list of all of the reports that you have already saved in the past, included today as well. And then if you go over to recent, for example, you can see the list of the reports that you have previously accessed, or maybe the ones that you have previously created as well. Okay. Another thing that I can maybe suggest, so maybe do you think that you need to run the report every week? It's not necessary, especially if your CRM is integrated with your accounting platform or your ERP platform. Unleash, Sin7, QuickBook, for example. So all of the relevant details we will bring over from your ERP or accounting platform into CRM accordingly. So especially those that is on sales transactions, for example, or maybe the products as well. So those are the things that we do sync quite regularly every day, every hour as well. So your details in the report will be updated accordingly. So the only thing that you need to do is just use the filter button. Example, sales transaction report. If you're talking about looking for an invoice number, for example, you can filter by invoice date. But if you're looking for a transaction that happens on the day that you actually order or your customer already ordered, you can filter that by an order date instead. Right. Right. If there's no questions from the rest of the audience, so just to show you as well, if you're interested to actually get to know more on our webinars as well. And I think what's exciting is we also have the automation webinar. So that will be something that will help you in doing to cut off some of the steps that you have to do in your CRM, especially with regards to customer management. So you can also go ahead and then visit our webinar automation. And then you can just click on the help button over here, click on more resources, click on explore, and then you can go ahead over down here just to see what kind of webinars that we have over in CRM. So for example, this one, you can learn more, and then you'll be directed to all the list of the webinars that we have already in the past. So for example, if you'd like to know AI functionality within CRM, this is where it is. And then understanding your email marketing integrations as well. This is on the automation workflow too. So these are the webinars that we have over this year, which I think would be helpful for everyone. Right. I guess that's all from me and Roxas. Thank you so much for joining me today, everyone. We'll be sending you a recording of the session as well. Right, that's all good, Roxas. We can just maybe we can stop the session.
Thank you, everybody. Hope you have a nice day ahead.
Thank you.